Right, so as you seen the other day there, we fitted this just for a wee test in the trans brake, and it doesn't make any boost yet, so it will when it's compounded off this. So it's a 3770. It's actually, this is a production prototype. You won't be able to get this one just yet, but I'm going to stick that one on just now to see if I can get this on the trans brake. Maybe do some wee launches. This is a tiny wee turbo. She's cute. And then at some point, that one's going to feed that one. Turbo's off. So here we've got wee G25 660, G30 prototype thing, G35, G40-1150. They're the two I'm going to compound with each other. If you can remember, this is William McGregor I got to make this manifold for me. And then I welded this wastegate pipe on here. That's got plenty of flow to bypass a small turbo for going compound. Obviously that goes into the downpipe of the small turbo, which feeds into the intake of the big turbo. And then that also gets a bypass wastegate from there to atmosphere to control the overall boost. So yeah, it's going to be fun creating a strategy with Max ECU on the boost control with two wastegates. That's going to be replaced with a 60mm, and the 50mm is going to bypass the big one. Well, that's the plan anyway. We're not sure if it's actually going to work like that, but you know, I always like to fuck about with stuff, and it's about time I stick two turbos in this. I mean, the car from factory was twin turbo, so naturally I think it's the right thing to do. There we go, little baby turbo one. Yeah, took me ages to find that bloody silicon. It's like a 2" to 3", so yeah. Just stick these coil packs back in. We'll start her up and see how she goes. This new turbo comes up fast, you know, look. Yeah, so a couple of them wee pills that there are, the thing is quick, so I need to go over a lot of data. I've got some data logs that you go over to see what's what, but that turbo without NOS, there's no NOS on the car just now, spools the trans brake, gets on load, and I can make 2 bar of boost by 3,900 RPM before launching. So yeah, the thing fucking sings. So I think that's going to be a winning combo, you know, that and the big turbo compounded. I just hope it doesn't lose too much efficiency going through another turbo. I'm sick. But I'm not going to give up on it just yet, because looking over these logs, that's why I like to do these data logs. It did feel very flat up top, and you can see here, like, I'm pulling, it's around about 1G, 1.2G on the launch, and then the G-force just drops out, like, more than the other turbos. You know, we're only talking 0.4 of a G down here, so it's a lot less. But I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing, like, I'm at 1.8 bar of boost, and I'm only pulling like 5 degrees a time, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So I think it's actually a calculation I put in for the ethanol content, because I'm just running a bit of pump fuel in it just now. So yeah, we've figured out we don't really need nitrous anymore. It's good because they're going to get hard to get. As you know, the nitrous nowadays, to buy it or sell it, you have to be licensed, and to buy it, you've also to be licensed. So there's new rules coming out, and it's basically going to be hard as fuck to get. So I'm happy with that. So we'll go in the garage just shortly, and I'll show you my plan for the compound setup. So basically, there's not a final point or anything like that. It might actually sit around about there, to be honest with you, but it's not just now. So we come off the engine, comes through the turbine wheel, spools up this turbo. Exhaust comes out of here. Currently just goes outside, but it's going to come round here and then into this turbo. So the exhaust exit of this one goes into the intake of this one. Now the exit from this one will just come and disappear, or out the bonnet or out there or whatever. It just goes to atmosphere through the catalytic converter. And this breathes all the airs, pushes all the air out into the intake of this one. So what it does is it compounds that boost. So basically, if you have this breathing at a bar and that pushing a bar in, you've got 2 atmospheres. It only spins at 1 bar, but it produces 2 bar of boost. Morning guys, just going over this data log from the other day there, and I was just trying to think, why is it pulling so much timing? Like, we're down at like 2 degrees, 1 degrees of timing here during the pull, and then at this point here it gets fine, and I eventually figured out why, and it was actually my fault. So this thing here is a target based speed table where it's by time, and this is the target speed I should get to by this time, and if it doesn't, it'll pull a cut if it's spinning too fast. It's just basically like a 4-wheel drive traction control. So I've got here a speed deviation from that table. So if I go 5 or 10 kilometers an hour faster than this time, the car starts pulling back timing because I'm going too fast. And that is basically what's happened. So you can see here it starts pulling timing back because it's in the retard zone, and that's why it's pulling back timing. And then when it gets to this bit here where it flattens back out and it's okay timing again, it's because it's come back out of the retard. So frustrating, but a very good learning curve. And it just shows you how max ECU, how good it is at maintaining this. You know, this is the speed, target speed and actual speed, how good it is at actually keeping the car at that speed. So as we can see, this is the point here that we start going into the retard. Now if I go into the actual log itself and then scroll forward a little bit, and I end selection here and begin selection here, I can highlight this grey speed part here, right click, selection, and import the baseline for power management. So if I click that, that then changes my power management table to be the speed deviation should be 0 at this point. So yeah, next thing you do is you take it for a run, and then you'll see if you're doing it again, the car's going even faster. You just do the same until you're absolutely bang on. Head back to the house now, but on this baby turbo, just on a 9.9. So here's a log. I'll go through this later on, no problem, but you can see here traction control is still kicking in because my wheel speed in the back and front is actually starting to pick up, so I'm spinning, just because it's kind of half damp outside. But you can see max ECU doing its thing with power management, just keeping that nice and steady. And boost, we're running 1.8 bar boost, so we've still got plenty of boost to go. And the shifts here as well, for looking, these shifts are shifted at 7.7 and sort of 7.5. This one's a bit higher at like 7.8. It goes a bit higher, but that's not actually a shift, that's just a flaring. And 7.3, so there's still some in that. But fucking hell, boys, I still gotta go compound, so you know me, I can never get enough.